What is going on, everybody? It's Alex, back here in another video. And today, still working in the NFC East with the Washington football team. Now, this was a team I had a lot higher hopes for this year. And unfortunately, they have not even come close to reaching them. But there is still some hope. Let's see if we can kick this off and have a good draft. If you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that YouTube stuff. Do this stuff almost every single day, if not multiple times a day. So stay tuned for a lot more fun stuff. We do weekly mock drafts, all that good stuff. Let's kick this off. Let's have a little bit of fun up in here, starting off with the number 6 overall pick. And of course, if you guys are new, we do not do trades because the trades switch up every time. So it's a little bit, it also just adds some complexities that are just a little bit boring. Number 6 overall. Now, I would be heavily interested in Kyle Hamilton at this pick. If he does fall, I would be very interested. Charles Cross going number 5 is not my cup of tea, but there is a chance that Kyle Hamilton's here. I am going to be going quarterback because I feel like a strong safety is something that we don't need. Slot corner, sure. But I would say that that is far less of a need that you should take a number 6 overall rather than taking your quarterback, which has been the big question mark. Obviously, Taylor Heineke's been a little bit inconsistent. Stat padding his numbers for a little bit. But I want to talk about the quarterback class because to me, there are two guys at the top. That's Matt and Malik. They just faced off against each other. Matt had the superior statistical game, but you still look at the tape and Malik Willis, he passes the eye test a little bit better just because he has that insane Houdini ability. I say he's exactly like Deshaun Watson, just a little bit more raw. That being said, Matt Corral is going to be a lot better right now. Your team is built for right now. I think that Matt Corral could bring this team. I think he's that talented where he could bring this team to the Super Bowl within 2 to 3 years. Your team is fully built. It needs to just get its head and ass wired together and get a little more cohesive on the defensive side, and you guys will be perfectly fine. Matt Corral is an excellent quarterback. He's dealt with a subpar offensive line. He knows how to use wide receivers very well. He's made, I think, 3 of them top-end prospects. So even though, yeah, they are top-end prospects in themselves, he has been able to make sure that they at least look and are producing like top-end talents. He's a very, very good quarterback. Respect to him, my high school quarterback, Matt Corral, going at number 6 overall. Other positions of note. We want to get help on the offensive line. Charles Leno, 1-year contract, as well as Scherf, probably going to be gone. So those are 2 big holes. Again, we can, of course, re-sign people. I think that I was looking at the tight end realm, but Ricky Seals-Jones probably will be re-signed. Of course, we're going to get spammed by a bunch of trades, and I have to be very careful when clicking them because TDN's mock draft simulator is very touchy. So you don't want to be going too crazy on it or else it'll randomly kick you into auto draft mode. Very annoying. Regardless, if you guys don't pay for it, you save yourself the stress. But regardless, I honestly think that this team is just so much closer than what they're performing like right now. Obviously, Chase Young needs to get back to what he was doing, his domination, and he'll be there. Obviously, I could have went Carson Strong in this round, but unless you're getting Kenny Pickett, you're not getting a dude who's going to be ready year 1. So I want to look at a couple of things. Safety-wise, I want to look for a free safety, and Jalen Catalon is here. That is a big, big target for me right now. I like Jalen Catalon a lot. We have Cameron Curl to be that future at the strong safety position. Tackle-wise, Sean Ryan's here. Huge, huge fan of Sean Ryan. Interior offensive line-wise, you got Darian Kennard on the board. My only problem, because I would select Darian Kennard in a heartbeat, it is not right to take someone who's played tackle, who will project as a tackle, and put him to guard. He will not play. You will have to use him at right tackle or move Cosme to left. I'd be fine with that. However, you already have Cosme playing very well, and not many teams had Cosme very high on their draft boards. I know this because I have inside information in the NFL, but I definitely like the idea of Sean Ryan at left. And he has that guard ability. So if we pass on Sean Ryan, most likely all these guys will be gone. Not to mention the fact that I honestly don't think any of these guys besides Sean Ryan would be worth it to play at tackle. Of course, again, Darian Kennard, he's not going to play left tackle for us. The guy's too raw as it is. I would love to put him at guard. I just don't think that that's fair, and I don't think he'd want to play for an organization that won't test him out at tackle, especially when it's already going pretty well Samuel Cosme. So I'm going to test my luck with the safety realm and hope that someone falls. I'm going to be going Sean Ryan out of UCLA. I actually traded up to the end of the first one time to get Sean Ryan for him. I really like Sean Ryan. I think that if he doesn't work out at tackle, he has, don't exactly quote me, but I said Hall of Fame potential at guard. So yeah, I think that the sky's the limit here. Obviously, I'd probably trade up right now if I would have accepted that deal to move up, because safeties are just flying off the board. So unfortunately, I tested my luck and it's not paying off for me, but we'll see what happens. Jalen Catalon's still on the board. I'm praying that he does not get taken, because that would be gutting to me. Oh my. Jalen Catalon is a first rounder for me. I have him in my top 25. He is an absolute freak. He is a missile. He's not that great in the run game, but he is always willing. I love this kid. I think that I'd be willing to take him with that second round pick. Obviously, he is a special free safety talent, and his range is unbelievable. So big fan of Jalen Catalon, originally at number 18 in my rankings. So I've liked him from the beginning, and he's just continued to light it up. So good for him. SEC safety, lockdown. Big fan of that. Kenny Pickett is going to be going probably in the first round, if we're going to be honest. I'm going to start moving him closer to the first, just because it seems like it's right. It doesn't seem like his play has just been pretty top notch. He's been doing a very good job. It's somebody who I've been pretty slow to accept as a first round quarterback, but he's pushing that second to first realm. He's definitely in day two. He wasn't in day two for a little while for me, but he's pushed his way in, and I respect that. At number 108, now I want to look at interior offensive lineman as well, because I see Letitia Smith here. I'm a big fan of him. Ed Ingram, I know we've already drafted dudes from LSU. Bugging on his name, Sadiq Charles. It's another guy who I think we're testing him out on the interior. Don't know if we exactly need to do that, since we have so many guys who we can put in there. Now, there is Kyler Gordon here, and I'm a huge fan of him. I know we don't need a boundary, because obviously we got William Jackson as well as Kendall Fuller, but I love Kyler Gordon, man. I love him. I know that we also need a linebacker, though. We need an actual inside linebacker. So unfortunately, 230 pounders are not going to be cutting it. If we're gonna have to look for someone who's a bit bigger. So I do know quite a bit actually about Jack Campbell. He is pretty damn talented out of Iowa. He plays with some speed, man. I do like Jack Campbell quite a bit. I don't know if I'd take him here exactly. I know you guys like a little more athleticism to your linebackers. I don't think Jack Campbell exactly provides that level of athleticism at his size. It would be tough for me to say that that's where I would trend. Might be where I go anyways, just because again, we do kind of need that. I have not seen this Leo guy ever. That is interesting to say the least. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna personally lean a little bit away from the linebacker realm right now. I know we need it, but I'm not comfortable with taking these dudes. I know this guy's actually really damn good. Look at his size though. 215 pounds at linebacker. It's ridiculous. I'm going to lean a little bit away from that. I think that's the right move right now, is just to get away from that linebacker realm for the moment and look where we can get value elsewhere. I do really like Letitia Smith, guys. I really do. He is a very high-end blocker out of Virginia Tech. It's like VT knows what the hell they're doing. So we're gonna select them. Letitia Smith. We're going pretty heavy on the offense right now, offensive tackle, guard, as well as quarterback. Again, worst case scenario, injuries happen all the damn time. So you have a really damn good depth player. And I think that was our fourth round pick. So awesome. I will look probably at another linebacker if we do see a guy of acceptable weight fall to our spot. We'd look at him. Like Jack Sanborn, obviously he's not on the board anymore, but I would have definitely looked at him. But yeah, I mean, I really wanted to get us an inside linebacker. It's just really hard to sell me on that right now. Another position I'm going to look at is probably more into that slot corner role. I do really like Riley Moss. He has slot corner size and weight. I don't know exactly if he would accept being a slot corner though. That would be tough after he's like been an extremely, really, really good ball hawk. In college, it's going to be tough to sell saying that he's going to go in and be a slot corner for us. So I might start looking elsewhere just to see if we can find somebody who'd be a good fit. But the computer fan's going off. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I hope you guys can't, because finally could have something that is higher quality of mic. But I mean, realistically, I might just try out Riley Moss anyways. I am a huge fan of him. I take him in the 3rd round all the time. So to get him here, I mean, obviously, don't need a running back. Wide receiver wise, I think we're good. Tight end wise, there's nobody here that I'd ever take. Peyton Hendershot is probably the only dude I'd consider. You know, we don't need another offensive lineman. That wouldn't make sense. Obviously, we're probably going to go in that cornerback realm. And defensive line wise, we're good. I mean, Mike Rose actually is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. He actually is pretty good. But I just don't know if he's going to start on the team. So why do that instead of draft some extra depth at corner? Riley Moss at Iowa, 3rd rounder for me. Big fan of him. He's a ball hawk at Iowa. That's a pretty good trait to come into the NFL, being able to just pick off dudes left, right, and center. I like his ball tracking. And if he's able to develop underneath our top 2, I think he could play slot. I really do. He has some twitchiness to him. And he has some explosiveness. Obviously, I believe he was I think he was a hurdle jumper, or it might be in a 100 meter dash. But this guy has some extreme explosiveness to him. And if he combines that with his ball hawking ability at the NFL level, he kind of is the perfect profile for a great slot. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I like taking corners because you can never have too many of them. They don't usually end up working out. So it's a good spot to just say, hey, let's try it out. At this spot, I mean, realistically, I probably should just still look for a linebacker in here. I know Ventrell Miller's pretty solid. He's just not the weight that I'm looking for. Shout out to Zacoby McClain. Just not going to be taking him, obviously, he's a 220. So, we're not going to get another one of Jimmy Davis's. But, I'm trying to find somebody who could be developmental. I love NC State linebackers. They have some of the best in the college football. And this guy he's 235, right? So obviously I look at 230 guys, say not good enough, 235. Yeah. They make difference because then you put on extra 10 pounds at the NFL level. I love NC State linebackers anyways. I don't know that much about Peyton Wilson. I will be 100% frank with you. Still willing to take him though. I love NC State in their program, especially how they churn out high end linebackers. So we're going to go with Peyton Wilson here. Also, I've watched Peyton Wilson a little bit. I just don't know enough about him to go and start blabbering on about in-depth analysis because you guys deserve the truth. And I'm not going to BS you guys into loving a pick. I just know that NC State knows what they're doing when it comes to linebackers. Now, I mean, I'm going to continue saying this every time I see him down here at 230. James Cook deserves so much more respect than he gets. This guy is an absolute beast. He is a round 2 to 3 prospect. That's all I'm going to say. So capping off our quick draft, you got Matt Corral, you got our future at quarterback, as well as our offensive lineman. Our offensive line and quarterback are secured for at least probably in the next couple of years, right? Safety, our free safety, as well as our corner, probably slot corner role, are filled as well with very high level of talent. And then we have a developmental inside linebacker. I think that's everything that we could be looking for right now. Let me know what you guys think of what you guys would have went with. See you on the far side. Peace.